Well, dissent has always been at the core of our liberty. It's protected, codified in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. Speech is protected not to protect what is popular at any given time. It's protected to protect what is unpopular or what is provocative. The founding generation, they were so wise. They had lived through the revolution. They had lived through the despotism of the tyrant George III and the tyranny of the distant parliament that treated them in an arbitrary fashion. They were also very close, very, very close in time and experience to the wars of religion that had ravaged Europe. And they understood that even in the best of circumstances, as Madison said, if we were all angels, we wouldn't need the Constitution. Man is fallen, whether you seek to see that in religious terms or not. He is capable of very ugly things. And so the Constitution protects us from the excesses, from the encroachments of liberty that mankind all through history is guilty of, which is why it's so important. Abner Beach in Copperhead respects the Constitution. He wants to protect the Constitution. And although he abhors slavery and he loves the Union, he thinks war is not the answer to the problems confronting the Union, the United States of America. And because he expresses this opinion and the war is already engaged, the bloodlust is already up, boys are already dying, his community shuns him. His community doesn't want to hear an anti-war message at the time when they are engaged in the war against the Confederacy. And so the question for us as an audience is, how much do we really respect dissent? Because in a sense, in a very real sense, Abner Beach's point of view has not been vindicated by history. When we look at the Civil War, generally speaking, there are exceptions, of course, but generally speaking, we've accepted it as a necessary war, as a war that was necessary to emancipate the slaves and save the Union. But my job as a filmmaker is not to look back from the point of view of hindsight, but to go where the people lived, in this case in 1862, the spring and fall of 1862, when they did not know what we know today, when they did not know even what would happen the next year or the next month or indeed the next day. And this is what I think makes a film really compelling, when you're back in the time, in the dilemma, the choices that people faced, and how they faced it. And Abner Beach, the protagonist in Copperhead, the reason he's called a Copperhead derisively and contemptuously by his neighbors is because a Copperhead is a southern snake, and they do not appreciate his point of view. So this film invites us to try to understand what dissent really means.